kinds of people we're looking at here. Two different situations. If we both walked onto a plane, I would be the pilot, you would be a passenger. I am an innovator. You are an imitator. I'm a leader. You are a follower. I am a winner, and all of you are losers.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Exit stage left. Exit stage right. There is no place to run. All the fuses in the exit sign have been burned out. Now I'm the one doing the challenging.
And starting this moment from now, from this moment on, this will be the moment, starting now, of the genesis of
the Professors of Wrestling.
It will only get better on this beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Yes, I gotta fix this chair so it quits squeaking. Are we sound levels good?
I think we are. I think we're good.
Do you want to do lunch after this?
Yeah, where are we going?
I don't know. Well, let's figure it out after we're done.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right. We are the Professors of Wrestling. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dorrian.
And some of you figured out what we look like. More like you than me. I think people are really surprised.
Yeah, that's kind of scary in life.
It is.
But it happens.
Word. Should we just get into it?
We should. Bosch takes.
I am raising my hands. I know this is an audio thing, but we had no botch take. Oh, we did. It was a typo.
Oh, spine. Yeah, spine. But I typed spine busters and I Spinebuster, and that was.
But that was not a take on the show. That was a typo.
Yeah, pure typo. I apologize.
So we did correct that.
Yeah.
Going to news.
Going to news. We have 1-inch buttons for sale.
Yes.
They're $1. We have two different types. One with the logo and then one with the university name on it.
Yes.
So just get in contact with us if you would want one.
And I think we maybe we're gonna try to get some like future shows. We do live pre-shows. Do like a gimmick table.
That'd be cool.
See, maybe we can get a table and we'll get some more merchandise. Like, who would be interested in shirts? Let us know what merchandise you want. And we will get in order. We will put that in the queue to get it done.
Sounds legit.
And subscribe to our YouTube page, like our Facebook page, share it all. Create the discussion. We've had some really good discussions. Like Kim's gone ham.
Yeah, for sure. I thought Beatrice was a Rod Grimes fan.
No.
Until I saw Kim.
Yeah, Rod Grimes wasn't having any of it. He hates on his superfans. A true heel.
He's a lover of all things Georgia.
I think the ladies love the bad boy.
Story of my life.
So be a part of the community. We enjoy, I think, when we go to these events, we get positive feedback from everybody, and this is just fun, and I'm happy to be a part of this community and help it grow, because I was talking to Order 66 this morning on the Facebook. Like, the things I enjoy, and I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, it's watching younger wrestlers grow and then move on to the next level, you know, the AEWs or the ROHs or, you know, fill in the blank, whatever type of things, and grow beyond these, you know, local independent promotions.
For sure. I think that's always good to see someone grow after spending that much time with them. So,
like, you look at Effie, there's one guy, The Storm.
Yeah.
Then there's some other people we talk about. Vince Lewis
gave us the news of his blood clot at the Southern Summer Showcase.
Yes.
He told the crowd about how he recovered from it, and I think it was a powerful moment in the whole show to just see Vince Lewis now with holding the Eastern Shore Championship belt as well as the AIWF belt, and knowing that it couldn't have been possible or thought of that point. So it was really cool to have that moment of him in the ring telling his story and how he overcame that.
And we were talking to him before the pre-show, just kind of getting all the logistics signed up on like what order people were going through. And that's up, by the way, if you want to go see that. And we'll talk more about it here in just a few. But he's like, hey, that blood clot thing wasn't storyline. That was real. That was real deal. And the deep vein thrombosis, which I've had family members suffer from that. So you know it's like some serious stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a good story, and it's like I think it's somebody people want to root for that.
For sure.
Sad news.
Yeah, SWA posted after the Southern Showcase to please keep Ref David in your thoughts and prayers. He had a bit of a situation happen with him during the event and had to be taken to the hospital. We hope that he has a speedy recovery.
We have not heard anything about that. I haven't seen anything.
We just hope that
if you hear somebody, if you could let us know, because obviously you need referees and also other people at the end of the day.
For sure, and he's always been consistent in my eyes.
Yes, he's one of the good refs,
right?
You know, and so we wish him the best, and everybody out there, please keep your positive thoughts, or if you're a prayer religious person, do your thing for him. That was the awkward pause thing.
Gotcha.
So, it is confirmed Nightmare Syndicate is on sabbatical.
For sure.
For a while. And Alexander Knight is going to be he's going the single route.
This one should be interesting because now we can see this match of Alexander Knight versus Chris Spider.
Yeah, who is the light
king of the lightweights.
Yeah.
And let's see who really is going to win.
Yeah.
Opens up some opportunities for that cruiserweight belt.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe lightweight belt.
So you would create a new belt for just two people?
I think there's enough people at that weight, at that stature.
Yeah.
Like compare Dark Rage.
Okay.
Would you consider him a lightweight or cruiserweight?
Cruiser.
So
who knows? Maybe he'll gain muscle.
I mean, that definitely a thing, but I think that brings an interesting thing. And then this just in, there's going to be a how do I say this so it's not? There's going to be a women's tournament with 4 women wrestlers. Okay. On August. I would say there will be a 4 women's tournament held on. That just sounds awkward. So there's going to be a women's tournament, 4 ladies, 4 women, on August 17th to fill the vacancy. And we'll talk about this more when we review SWA. But the SWA Women's Championship has been stripped from Lena.
I mean...
No show.
No show. I mean, she was dodging Roxy for so long.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen. And when we heard the news during the show, I was just like, makes sense.
And I think that's a point we kept bringing, like, how many times how can you be a champion
and not defend the belt?
And so I'm glad SWA got the cojones to strip her of the belt, and let's put it out there. Let's get let's have a fighting champion.
That's all we want as fans.
I think that's all the news we have.
If you have any news, please send it into the Facebook page, and we'll be sure to report on it.
We are not we're not shy
at all.
This is something we were talking about after the last couple things we went to, and talking storylines.
Yeah. And
it's going to sound like we're haters on this to an extent.
We're probably not.
We're not a haters. This is out of love. And this and things. When we go into these things, this consistency and explanation, particularly if you got people like we were sitting next to that guy, Spinebuster, and he's like, "What's going on?" And we're having to explain like things storyline wise.
Yeah.
The confusion of some of the things going on. So just like simplifying storylines.
And one of the things I think is we invest. We as fans invest like 5 months or however long this wrestling is to build a storyline. And then sometimes it falls flat.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
When you say invest, are you talking about like emotionally, like this is who I want to see, you know, right. Or what you hope the outcome's going to be?
For sure. Because I think the wrestling promotions, they do a good job of outlining a story, but actually seeing it through is where it goes. And I'm like, this could have been so much bigger or better. Now we have this empty hole that's going to be really hard to fix.
I agree, and some of that, I don't think... I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
And this, I know this is a topic that we talked about beforehand, and we've talked about at our post-Taco Bell meals. Sometimes I don't think it is necessarily the promotion's fault. Like, let's take Lena and Roxy.
Yeah.
Is that 100% the promotion's fault, that whether it's a no-show or a car thing and stuff like that? So sometimes things happen. out of the promotion's hand, so they have to make adjustments, so it's gonna seem a little wonky. But so sometimes they can't control that, and I think that it's got to be frustrating on their end. But I think sometimes to kind of like now play the other side is like, why is this person wrestling this person? Why is there heat? What's the thing going on there? Instead of like just kind of weird thrown in there cold for whatever. Like no one could have predicted J2 Strong's arm was gonna get that messed up. I think the storyline, and I think I'm getting a little ahead here. The storyline they did on what J2 Strong, I think that was great with Mako.
And it was growing. It was definitely growing to a sense to where that would have been something great to see.
Yeah. How it was handled, I thought it was great. He's like, I meant to do that. That's what, I should have done that sooner, things like that. And like how they use that in the ring. I like that storyline. But sometimes, I guess I was in this discussion we've had is like the Cassius Mack and the Hold My Beer Hansen. What was that? There was there's just a lot going on.
And I mean, I look at that and I'm like, this can't be all because he put you through a table.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's it, then we're missing it. He goes from good guy to now I'm a heel.
Yeah. I like the storyline where they're moving baby hands into David Ali.
Yes, for sure.
I think that's a good build-up, which I think... I don't know, do you have anything else to add to that what we're chewing on there?
No, it's just I wonder how far in advance do promotions plan their stories?
Yeah.
And if it's a day before, based on who can show up, let's continue this story, or if this person doesn't show up, here's the route we're going to go.
Right.
So I think that would always be interesting. Who are the writers of the show, and how do they steer the ship? So.
Which... I guess awkward transition here. Number 2, and it's like I was thinking about this the other day when I was mowing the lawn. Who do you think the best heels of any of the stuff that we've gone to are in the North South Georgia, North Florida area?
I'm gonna go with. I get to pick more than one.
Yeah,
I'll go with Stuntman Marshall.
Oh, that's a good one. Hate. Yeah.
He runs it.
I totally forgot about him.
He runs it pretty well. And then I'll go with AMH.
As like a posse or something like that.
Right.
I think they're good. I'm just thinking individuals. I forgot about Stuntman Marshall.
I had to bring out a good one.
Because we haven't seen Pose has been kind of like, where are they at right now? Here's what I was thinking. Bar none, I think David Ali is a great heel.
For sure.
I think anybody he wrestles, he makes better in the ring. And I think he does not, like, there's a common complaint you hear on some of like the way bigger podcasts than what we do on everybody just wants to be like. Maybe that's a young people thing. I don't know. He does not give a hoot. He is just hate on me. He thrives on the hate. And I was also thinking Dark Rage.
Yeah, for sure. Make America Hood again.
Yeah, I think he does a great job. They love to hate on those things, and like I think people go and they want to hate on somebody in that moment, just like be like dump whatever going on in the week, and just like it just makes it so much just black and white, not and it seems that way. Like who do I want to root for? Who do I want to hate on? When you saw Task Force flip, you just saw the crowd going, all the trust I put into you are gone, and now they just got a lot of heat, a good heat, as they say, in the business. And then, I should have written this down, so I got
David Ali, Dark Rage, Task Force.
I would put. I'm interested to see what Task Force is going to do
in August.
I don't want to, because we've only seen him be the heel that one time.
Right
here, as I was going, obviously this is real simple. This is Rod Grimes,
for sure. I mean, I don't think.
That's low-hanging fruit.
He's always going to be there as a heel.
I think he does a great job as a heel, and what the SWA storyline with him, and particularly with like the JP Nasty stuff, has built into to great. And he's turning on your fans.
It's pretty solid.
And then he reposted that thing that we posted months ago going, I hate Georgia. I love it.
Yeah.
He's the guy you love to hate.
So then, that's a good list.
So that was just like the 3, but I think... Stuntman Marshall, he's pretty up there. I would almost even say Dax, Where is he at, though? Where does he sit on the continuum? Was he trying to be like a cool heel?
I think he's. I think you put him into where he can talk back to the crowd and get him interested. That kind of heel, an interactive heel.
I would like to put on. See where he goes. Chris Spider.
Chris Spider. Okay. I mean, will we see a Chris Spider versus Blaze after that slap?
I don't know, but as a heel, I think he does a great job.
Yeah.
So I think let's see where he goes in the future on that.
And the true OG of all of this, Dandy Jack.
I think we need to talk about valets, and maybe that's in the future. We need to sit down and do a valets and managers list.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's an idea.
An idea.
Anything else?
No.
Oh, did I shut you down? Are you mad?
Nah, it's all good. I mean, man.
All right.
Thought he was a good one.
Because, I think he's a great heel, but I was like almost...
They gotta wrestle.
I was thinking just pure wrestlers.
Pure wrestlers, okay.
I don't want to see Dandy Jack in the ring because I don't want him hurt.
He could hold his own.
He looks frail.
Yeah.
He looks the ladies of Pavo could really put a hurt on him.
They try, I would
Yes.
think. We have some audience topics out here in the world. This one comes from Cody Lockhart. Do you guys think the tag teams in the area are comprised of good wrestlers or just good tag team wrestlers? What I mean is, are there tag teams out there that you guys think could stand out as individuals? And if so, who? If not, why?
This is something we brought up to what's Vince's brother's name from Punkadelics?
James Morrison.
James Morrison. We're talking about tag teams at the pre-show.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things we've constantly talked about
This is what makes a good tag.
What makes a tag team, and like how come we would like to see stronger tag team divisions at any of the promotions we go to.
Right.
Because sometimes it seems like, okay, we have a tag team here, we need to put the tag team together. Who in the back could we put together? Like when we saw, was it the guy from Massachusetts with the Soviet assassin? Why were they together? Then they helped each other out. You're, okay, I can see why they would form a tag team, but individually they're fine.
Yeah.
So you have to. There's a team like you saw the Punkadelics. They were a tag team. I'd say Task Force. You see them together. Renegades. You see those together. When Bad Guys Inc. together, that was a tag team.
Undisputed. I would think it's. At one hand, I want to say that some of the tag teams in the area are just good tag team wrestlers. Because because we've seen BTB separate.
Yeah.
Separate didn't work. I think as a tag team, now they're compromising, they're putting each other together.
Like their strengths are offsetting their weaknesses.
Right. And then you take on the end of, we've seen Mako on his own.
Right.
He's a good wrestler. And then you have Preston Paradise, who's also just a good wrestler.
Right.
They're just good wrestlers, not good tag team wrestlers.
Yeah. They're part of like a group,
So
a gang. I don't know, like whatever the technical term is for it. But yeah, BTB are better as a tag team.
Right.
Have improved each other. I think the Nightmare Syndicate. So it's going to be interesting to see what Alexander does.
Because it's been a
As
while.
a single.
Because it's been a while since we've seen him as a single.
And there's some storylines there that we've missed because we're kind of years late to the game to what's going on with those guys. But I think good tag teams are something about they help each other out. I mean, historically, you could see certain people call it tag teams when they break up. It's just not the same.
Right. And it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, I guess, in this upcoming fall semester.
Yeah.
With tag teams, especially going into Spinebuster.
Yeah.
And how many tag teams are formed for this belt? Are they going to be good wrestlers, or is it just going to be a good tag team?
Like when we saw Cassius Mack and Brother Azrael together, good wrestlers.
Horrible tag team.
Yeah. Just they didn't mesh. I think good tag teams have a synergy.
Yeah.
Use that cheesy term. Together. So, and then we can see why they why they just like a temporary kind of like fix or whatever. I don't know. Cody, I hope we answered your question.
We hope.
Yeah, we hope. Our next question comes from Sam Skaggs, and he poses to us, do you think wrestling fans, let me start over. Do you think as wrestling fans get older, they get too smart for their own good? Also, where a kid can emotionally invest and be a true fan, does thinking too much about backstage stuff cause us as adults to be too critical? And I think we kind of touched on that on simplifying storylines.
True. I mean, I think sometimes I wish I didn't have critical thinking skills when it came to these things.
Yeah.
Because then I'd be like, oh, well, this is just a great match. But I think that also helps in a sense that now I'm older, I'm able to realize certain things aren't working.
Right.
It's a good match, but it can be better.
Yeah.
So I think as...
So are you too smart for your own good?
I would say so, that we get too smart for our own good as we get a little bit older because we think that we want it this way, but sometimes we have to understand that it's not going to go the way we want it.
Right.
Just because we're older. We have to understand that there are other avenues and other people around.
I think it can be a problem, but I think a lot of and the comment I posted to Sam is I don't know what he means by backstage stuff. I don't know if he's talking about like the creative aspects, like this is what the storylines are going to be, or whatever like that. It's kind of nice just as a fan is to go and show and go, okay, this is what we're getting tonight. You know, not having to think about any of that stuff. Just show up and have a show put on for you. I'm super appreciative of it, and specifically coming to these smaller to mid-sized towns, like going to Pavo to do this thing, going to McKinley, Florida, just outside of Jacksonville, or fill in the blank, podunk town, Sylvester, Georgia, Adel, so on and so forth. They don't have to go there for these things. So I'm super appreciative that we have within 2 hours all these choices to go through.
For sure.
I think where I emotionally become invested in this is I want this to be good. And you hear this, you're like, you look to where we're hindsight's 2020. It's easy for us to sit down and go, this is what they should do. Why didn't they do this? Whatever. I think at the time, and I can speak to, I took something to the stage and I'm like, oh, this is going to work. And it just was kind of like half thought out or whatever, but I was just buying my own bull or my own ego, and it just didn't pan out. And it's hindsight, it's easier to judge that. Gotcha. It's easy to be a fan. It's easy to be an armchair quarterback. I will 100% admit that. And I think sometimes the smart fans not doing it to be mean or break it down. It's because they're emotionally committed and they want to see this wrestler, this promotion, this thing be successful.
For sure. Because I think even I got that way when it was Logan Creed versus Johnny Maverick.
Yeah.
And it was this match that we waited for so long.
Yeah.
Just to be interrupted by pure goodness.
And then he 86'd it.
And then boom. And I was just like, what is this?
Right.
So that was me as a fan.
You were wanting to see what's the payoff.
Yeah.
And then the payoff got yanked away from you.
For sure.
And that was, that's stuff out of your control, so.
Yeah. So hopefully we answered your question.
I don't think I think, like, I'm going to go before we move on, is too critical. I think we're critical, but not hypercritical. I'm going to speak for myself, and I think some people are speaking from, like, not the, troller critical aspect of it.
Right. Like, we're not hopping on Facebook and saying,
yeah,
hey, at the 56-minute mark, this show went too slow, or look at this right here.
Yeah.
We're not those people, but
I think some of the stuff is like, okay, why are you doing this? The comments we made is just confused. Like the 24/7, we didn't know that the 24/7 rule, it was not explained. So explain to us why this is a little more clear as a fan.
And then, yeah, there's just stuff, history. That's why we did a whole, I guess, month on the Blaze and JP Nasty. There's history.
Yeah, 20 years. There's no way in hell we would have known all that stuff.
I would have been like 6. So
I wouldn't even known anything that was going on. So that would have been... Anyway, I was living in the Midwest, playing in bands or something along that lines. Anyway, I was working for a label. I can't remember. It's 20 years ago.
So, just things.
But that's a good point. Good point, Sam, and hopefully we answered your question. And if we didn't, call shenanigans on it in the Facebook group.
Pure malarkey.
Yes.
Next up is my favorite thing to say. It is Destiny Combat Championship Wrestling, DCCW.
And you're going to be joining me on August 31st for your first view of the DCCW.
Yes.
And that's it. The Baker County Fairgrounds, and McKinney.
I really just need someone to tell me how to say this.
Yeah. So that's a botched take. We're calling that Florida, just outside of Jacksonville. I do know I ran into Alexander Knight, and he is going to be added to the bill, but it's still pretty much the same ones as the last episode. The Storm's going to be there. Hayden Price, Jason Falcone, versus
The Dog of War.
Yeah, is it a 3-way? I don't know. It's confusing. Oh, the tag team champs are going to be there. I don't know who they're wrestling. That's a typo on my part. The Authority, Eddie Torres, Chico Adams, Ghetto Superstar, Prince of Rome 3, Chance Aron, The Chemist, Alchemist, David Mercury, which we know, Seth Daniels, Prince Handsome, Warren Sanders, Caribbean Kid, Metro Brothers, and Alexander Knight.
Sounds like a packed card.
So we will know more as August 31st happens. So we've got a whole freaking month to go.
Sounds legit. I'm excited for it.
But before that, next Saturday,
Extreme Pro Wrestling returns to Waycross at the Trembling Earth Rec Complex Gymnasium. It's back to school bash, and according to the poster, we have some fan favorites: Mike Payne, Mako, Proc the Croc, Cassius Mack, Hayden Price, Johnny Maverick, and Vernon Black.
And we have seen all those cats before, so it's going to be interesting to see who's wrestling who.
I would want it. Let's see, Mike Payne versus Hayden Price.
Ooh, didn't we say that would be a good one?
Yeah. And then, Mako versus Proc.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to continue or cross promotions, cross storylines, but...
So we're going to see how that goes. I have not been to an EPW since they were in Valdosta, and it has been a good minute.
For us, yeah.
Yeah, and so we will be traveling to Waycross. If you see us there, say hey. If you know who we are.
Ask for a button.
Yeah. We're there $1. We need to do that. We're going to make some scratch.
Fund our Taco Bell.
That's right. Taco Bell ain't free.
Sunbelt is coming back in the fall.
In the fall. As soon as we find out, I was talking to them this morning before the show, there's some things in the works that may or may not happen. So I don't want to jinx it.
I don't want to either, but I'm hoping they're coming back.
Yes. That's all we have about Sunbelt at this point in time. But we did Spinebusters last week.
And that was pretty exciting.
It was. That was a full card.
Justice for all.
Yes. We didn't get to do pre-show predictions because we didn't know the card before we recorded.
Nah. But we did it as we were in.
Yes. So the first match of the night was Lexi Gomez versus Catalina Perez. And we saw Lexi when she was in the intergender tag team match with Preston Paradise versus
Johnny Maverick and Rookie Royale.
Yes. And Lexi turned on Preston because he was just beaten down, like a beatdown on the Rookie Royale.
And so this was good to see her in her singles debut singles debut for us. We can use that.
Yeah.
And Spinebusters. And this match was pretty well hard fought. Hits were connecting. I thought that this match was a strong opener.
Yeah.
Strong opener for her.
It was one of those, it was a slow build.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man. And then picked up. towards the end. And I think had you seen Catalina before? We'd seen her promo before.
We have. I think I want to say I've seen her promo.
Did we see her at Pose or Sunbelt?
If I had to pick, I think it'd be Pose.
Okay. We'd seen her once before.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a good match, and Lexi Gomez walked away with the W, as they say, the victory.
Okay.
I was going to say V for victory. I don't know what was going on there. Next match was Ashton Starr, which we saw during the Battle Royale to get basically cash in the briefcase.
Yeah.
For the heavyweight championship for Spinebuster versus one of my favorite, and probably I maybe say your David Ali.
Yes.
On there.
We also saw him against J2 Strong. I mean.
Yeah.
So going into this one, you're thinking, man, can David Ali really suffer another loss after losing his?
This would have been
his second.
Second or
who?
So he lost the belt to Candice Royale.
Then
he got back,
and then he lost it to
Hold My Beer,
and then that was the last one, and now we're here.
Okay, I was just going through my head.
I mean, it was a hard fought match. You want to say that David Ali took his time? He took his time to get into it.
Yeah, but he brought some new moves to the ring
for sure.
Some stuff we hadn't seen from him before.
Ashton Starr bounced back.
Yeah,
held his own throughout the vicious attacks of David Ali and proved that he could be a winner.
I think Ashton Starr seems like one of the new faces.
Yeah.
And interesting to see how his character and what he does in the ring grows.
Definitely. I would.
Like in a couple of years, where he progresses to and how he grows into the character that he's bringing to the ring.
So that'd be a good one, too.
So, brings us to
the number one contenders match.
Brother Azrael
versus Proc the Croc. Now, a lot of promos dropped. Well, 3 promos. I don't want to say a lot.
Yeah.
Dropped before this match came out. And Brother Azrael admitted. He was like, he understands where Proc is coming from. He knows that this is for his brother, J2 Strong. And somehow we get into this match, and it was a pretty good one. It was a pretty good one. Proc the Croc in his first, I would say this is his first real match.
Yeah, because the one against J2 Strong he was thrown into it.
Right. So this is his first one really back, and he looked healthy.
Yeah.
Like
refreshed.
Refreshed. So for whatever he did, he came back ready to wrestle.
Got distracted because, David Ali, you think, one, he lost, he's out of here.
Nah.
He was a constant
show up throughout this
distraction throughout the whole evening.
Would you say that many of the fans thought J2 Strong was coming?
Because you hear the J2 Strong's intro music, which is like, if you've heard it, you know what it is, and blacks out, and then it just distracts. Well, it didn't black out at that point. It distracted Proc the Croc, which allowed Brother Azrael to do like a roll up, do a pin, and take it. So, because obviously Proc the Croc is him and J2 Strong are very tight.
Yeah,
brothers in arms. Yeah. So a tag team. They've been tag team partners for a long time, and a distraction. But you got to stay focused on these things.
True. Now here's a question for you.
All right.
Do you think Brother Azrael has what it takes to beat Hunter Mako?
Didn't he lose to Hunter Mako not too long ago?
I mean, it's probably possible. Hunter Mako's been under
because he got the contender and then lost to him because AMH came out and put the beat down on him and allowed Mako to be for the easy pin.
Oh.
Remember, because we were talking about Brother Azrael has not won in a while, and we got called out. Or which one was that? Was that Brother Azrael?
I thought that was Dante Steele.
Okay, Dante Steele. It gets confusing after a bit. But we're saying, and we, I think he won the contender, or was it Dante Steele that lost? Jesus, I'm blending it together. I'm gonna like botch take my own thing and go back and listen to old shows. But Does he have the chance? I think he has just a good chance as any, but he's going to need somebody in his corner to, like you do it as a lumberjack match, to keep Mako from using AMH to help him win.
For sure. I mean, that'd help. I thought that after, Brother Azrael won, and you see that stare down between AMH and him.
Yeah.
That they were going to start swinging on that catwalk.
Yeah.
But it was a simple, I'm coming for that belt. He tapped it, and he was like, and he walked off.
And this is somebody else. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with their character and what they're going to bring to the ring.
For sure. From where he started, I guess, a year ago of us seeing him to where he is now, you definitely see some growth.
Yeah.
And if we're keeping track of where I am on this Proc to Croc record, he can only lose one more match. Because I said he'd go 10-2.
Yeah.
So
all right.
I needed him to step it up.
So that brings us to where probably the most confusing match.
Hold My Beer Hansen versus Cassius.
The 24/7, which we understand the rules for the 24/7.
But Cassius Mack wanted to not wrestle for the title, and prove himself that he could.
We didn't understand why there's no history between those two after Hold My Beer beat David Ellie to get that belt.
Not thick enough history.
Yeah. It was just kind of thrown upon us. So I think that's where we're confused. And then why did he have to prove himself against Hold My Beer?
And then is every 24/7 match a non-DQ match?
Right. So what are the rules? I think that's what we're talking about. What are the rules?
Because if we're gonna follow those rules,
are we going to use Watt's rules here?
Let us know.
I think the confusing, but Cassius Mack won in a hardcore-esque match.
Seeing Hold My Beer go through that ladder / chair.
There was a lot. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah, why didn't he? I think again he didn't want the belt, but if you won the belt, get the belt, walk away with it. I think that's where and there's some people in our section that were just as confused with that.
Because after he won, he could have easily pinned him again.
Yeah.
And gotten the belt.
Exactly, because if he didn't care about it that much. But anyway, we kind of talked about tag team. AMH versus BTB.
BTB is coming in strong.
Yeah.
They know the sneaky moves that is Hunter Mako and Preston Paradise.
Yep.
A lot of missed things in this one, I want to say.
Okay.
As far as who's the legal man.
Yeah.
That got me at one point. That whoever was, I forgot who the ref was for this one.
Okay.
But there'd be times where Brandon Bullock would sneak in without having to tag.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, they're really just trying to go against AMH at this point.
I was confused when the bout officially started because it kind of started as a Donnybrook. When did it officially start? I guess so that one. I think that, but I mean, at the end of the day, BTB got the pin.
And then after that, I want to say Dave Ellie came out.
Yeah.
And Brandon Bullock got the rough part of it of Preston Paradise's boot.
I don't know. I mean, losing that match lit a fire of just honoriness.
Something that I haven't seen in him, I guess, in Preston Paradise or Mako in a minute. He was definitely ready to fight.
Just total brutal beatdown. I think that I don't know why it took something like that to bring it out to him. As much trash as those two guys talk.
Right.
But so where is that going to go? What's BTB's future? Will they be back next match? I mean, next on what is it? The 28th.
I hope so.
Will they be back? But this brings us to the 4-way with Josie Quinn, Logan Creed, Johnny Maverick, and Hayden Price. And Josie Quinn was filling in for
Pure Goodness,
who had to be removed for whatever reasons.
Yeah,
that may be on there. Interesting back and forth match. Honestly, I was surprised who won this one.
For sure, your new champion.
Yeah,
Logan Creed.
Yeah.
I definitely thought Hayden Price had a shot until Logan Creed dived out of the ring.
And that was like, we were just looking at what people thought was most impressive, was like some guy who's 7 feet, 6 foot, 12.
Yeah.
Doing a out of the ring dive.
And it was pretty nice. I mean,
and we have that on tape, don't we?
Yeah, I think you have it.
Do I? Okay, so I'll post that up later on. But the question is, and then he also, Logan and Johnny Maverick kind of shook hands.
So now the feud is over? I mean,
I don't know if it was a feud necessarily. It was just like Logan Creed had right away. He was supposed to, he had the cash in the money in the bank type situation because of the thing, interrupted by pure goodness.
And now it's official.
So, and I don't think it necessarily was heat. And I think it was like he felt it was his right.
And now it is his. Now here's the question that I have.
Yeah.
For you.
All right.
Who can really challenge Logan Creed for the belt?
Every time we see President Paradise, he steps mighty widely around Logan Creed. That's a good question. I think we're gonna have to see. I think that's an answer we'll have maybe after the next, August
28th.
28th. We'll have more answers.
Okay.
Because I mean, who do you think?
I just don't see anyone doing it.
I mean, the guy is a monster.
Right. The monster of all monsters. Only one that stacked up as tall as him was, I guess, Johnny Maverick. Got close to his height. But
I think Josie Quinn was pretty big. He's a pretty big cat.
We just got to see him again.
So you think that's to be continued?
Yeah.
What's the story going to be with him? But also, interesting things that happened there is David Ali called out Johnny Maverick for interference. And then he allegedly caused Johnny Maverick to lose the title. Again, he's a pest. He interrupted the AMH BTB match, the Proc the Croc match, and then came in with this last one too. So, and he was antagonistic against Ashton Starr.
Wearing his shirt,
saying he will beat him in his own shirt. So, what's gonna go? I mean, do we see David Ali and Johnny Maverick?
Man, that's going to be a tough one for David Ali. He's punching above his.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, why... I don't know... What was, Cassius Mack's attack on Hold My Beer Hansen?
I think it was one of those things of, I need to make sure that you know that I can beat you at any time, maybe.
Yeah.
And here's me saying that I'm going to prove it.
Okay.
Just seeing Hold My Beer Hansen laying there after it, and you're saying, well, is this really his? I mean,
why didn't you just take the belt and walk out at that point?
Right.
So, and lastly about this, what do you think stood out the most about the evening for you?
I would have to be Logan Creed diving out the ring.
That for you?
Stood out? I mean, that's pretty, to see him flying through the ring, that was pretty cool.
Oh, man. What stood out the most is, I think, like how David Ali, baby hands, kept coming back and forth, and then...
In different shirts, too.
In different shirts. I think that was... What's he doing? Where's he going with this?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? That's probably the thing that stuck out most.
I have one more for you.
All right.
Shotgun Charlie Walker.
Okay.
And Connor Mason.
What's going on with those two?
Yeah. Brothers, as Shotgun Charlie Walker.
Shotgun!
Charlie Walker.
Yeah.
Has said. But Connor Mason wasn't afraid to call him out.
He did. He was just basically a ring announcer, not a commissioner.
Right. And what was up with Connor Mason coming back? I guess...
He got called in by Press in Paradise.
Right, to deliver the beginning of the Hold My Beer Hands.
My thing is, if I'm getting paid and I don't have to be there, why am I there?
Take the vacation.
Take the vacation day, Connor.
Or come back.
Yeah. Listen to our show. We'll tell you what's going on. You don't have to be there. Subscribe, yeah. Subscribe. But next show is August 28th. That's going to be a busy week for us.
Yeah.
28th, we get this, and then we're going to go see DCCW on Saturday.
In that Florida place that we'll learn their name.
Yes. McClinney. Which brings us to SWA Summer Showcase that happened on July 20th. We did the pre-show. Rather successful.
Yeah. As soon as we got on live, got the mobile hotspot working, it was pretty cool.
Pavo is not known as the technological hub of southern Georgia, but we made it work, and I think next time we do it, there will be a next time?
Yeah, I think so. I think
we know what we need to do better.
Yes.
I think there's a growing thing, and thank you for everybody who commented, watched it, and go on. And I think we need to thank SWA for working with us and allowing us to make that happen.
It was a true pleasure.
So, can you talk about the first match?
AIWF Southern Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
This was the Anointed One, Logan Stevens versus Hoodstar.
Which you said in the pre-show you changed from Hoodstar to Logan Stevens. I held my guns.
Yeah, and hey, I'm glad you did because I was right on this one.
Yes.
I mean, he came out prepared.
Yeah.
Definitely ready for Dark Rage's shenanigans. He withstood Dandy Jack's tirades. We have video of multiple occasions where Dandy Jack was getting into this match.
Right, he's a good instigator. He's a good distraction.
Yeah.
I would like to see Logan Stevens back at SWA.
For sure.
See him, he's a young talent that I may have seen. We may have seen someplace else, but
I want to say he is Johnny Romano's tag team partner.
Okay. Or was or is. We don't know what's going on with that one.
Right.
The litter bug.
Johnny Romano.
On there. But I think it was a great opening match.
Yes.
I think, again, Dark Hoodstar, Dark Rage is one of my top. He's in my top, I think, like between Grimes, Ali, and him. It's a toss-up who's number one, but I'm definitely in that top three heels in the area. Which brings us to the Eastern Shore Championship. It was supposed to be a Philadelphia street fight. Is that correct?
That was correct. That's what we were told.
We were told JP Nasty talked some major keyboard warrior social. Like he was gonna bring it down, and it looked like Enzo Amore versus that guy at the Blink 182 concert, just kind of like talking mad trash. Joey Jamel or whatever his name is.
It was definitely a match of where everyone came out with their posse. Mm-hmm. JP Nasty wasn't ready for this one. I'm ashamed I gave up my seat.
Yeah.
In the pre-show for someone who couldn't even face Blaze.
I felt the whole time he was just talking out his back end.
Yeah. I mean, you need Rod Grimes, Dandy Jack, and Chris Spider.
Versus Blaze.
And Blaze just took you to town and you tapped.
Yeah. So Blaze won that one and technically is the Eastern Shore champion.
Yes.
Because Chris Spider I think came out and filled in for him.
Yes.
And another loss. He lost Roxy.
And now he lost to Blaze.
So he's on a losing streak.
He'll bounce back.
Yes. Tag team action.
The NHW Championship.
Yes.
The Heartbreakers versus the Renegades. This one we talked in the pre-show of the Renegades saying that they scouted. They definitely scouted out the Heartbreakers. Heartbreakers came out. The normal heel kind of maneuver.
Yeah.
Telling the Pavo lady about their teeth.
Yeah.
And gyrating all across the
in a seductive fashion, trying to titillate them with the flesh.
Yeah. Heartbreakers definitely took this one away from the Renegades after Rod Grimes stepped out
and distracted the Biscuit King.
The Biscuit King himself. And after that, you have to wonder, are the Renegades done?
I don't think so.
You think after you give them, I truly give them one more match
because they're going to have to come back and as they refer the task force. He refers to them as Trash Force.
Yes,
on that one. So it's all going to depend on where's Where's Rod Grimes going to be?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces in with that one, but it was a back and forth, and you thought Renegades were going to pull it out, distraction, and you could tell. So we got Dax, and then we have Maverick. Is that right?
Yes.
Maverick. He was pissed.
For sure.
Then he got Dax got distracted, but we'll see. Which brings us to what we were supposed to see: women's championship belt between Lena the Slayer and Roxy Rouge. No show.
Man, I feel like we'll never see that match.
We'll never see it, and so that caused Lena to get her belt stripped, and we'll find out who the next ladies champion is on August 17th.
Sounds good. The GWE Heavyweight Championship was fought between Vernon Black and Preston Veston III. Definitely thought that Preston Veston was going to show him the hard way.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
They have a little bit of history. Vernon Black has a history with the area. Not a fan.
No.
Not a fan. I think he walked away with a cheap win.
Very. And then you always have that whole let's mock Pavo for Turkey.
Even though it's Latin for eagle. No, peacock.
Peacock.
No. Yeah, it's peacock in Latin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the guy.
Yes. His last name was Peacock.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we'll see Vernon Black next Saturday.
Yep.
EPW, so we'll see what's going on with that one. The AIWF champion, Vince Lewis.
Versus the Scoundrel.
The Scoundrel.
Rod Grimes. This was something that's been in the works for a good months even. Yeah. Because even before Vince Lewis had to leave, you had the situation of where he challenged the Scoundrel for the SWA South Eastern Championship.
Yeah.
So we finally got to see this match, and did not disappoint. Vince Lewis came prepared, and he said that he'd make him tap, but I don't want to say it didn't end in a tap. I don't think Rod Grimes tapped.
Yeah.
I think it was just a pin.
It could be a pin. I don't think I took notes.
I have the videos, but I just don't have notes on it.
But we just know Vince Lewis won.
And he is still your AIWF national champion.
So that's two because he had to defend the belt the week before up in Columbus or wherever it was at. Albany. Up in Albany on that one. So maintaining his reign with that belt, and came out and got a heartfelt. His brother James came out and they had a moment.
Yeah.
And fans were feeling it. The Punkadelics, which, side note, they can, we talked about this at the pre-show, they can challenge Task Force for the belt. And they could possibly, if Renegades win it again, challenge them for the belt.
They can.
If they lost it and then get it back,
it's a new reign.
It's a new reign. So what's going to go on with those ones, but and what's going to go on with Rod Grimes?
This is a lot. This is a long losing streak.
Yeah. He was not happy that we brought that up.
No, he wasn't. But, I mean, we have to start thinking future.
Yeah.
You can't beat James Morrison. You can't beat Vince Lewis. You can't beat The Storm.
Who can you beat?
For sure. Maybe Chris Spider. He seems to always want to wrestle Chris Spider.
Yes. I think everybody wants to wrestle Chris Spider to get that engine going.
Get your wins up.
Yes. Final match of the evening.
James Morrison versus Scarface Waylon Barley.
For the Southeastern Championship belt of the FWA. And I'm going to jump to the end on this one. We hear tap out. It was a roll-up pin.
Yeah. I mean, Punkadelic. It was a heavy slapping match, I guess. Everyone wanted to see who could slap harder.
A lot of chops.
A lot of chops.
A lot of woos that night.
Everyone wants to go woo.
Everybody wants to do the Ric Flair woo going on. But James Morrison is going to be the champion. The question, how long, who's the next challenger for the belt?
Ox.
You think?
Ox comes back.
Our favorite high school gym teacher.
Yep, Ox comes back.
And then comes in there, and who are the fans going to root for?
I think it's just like this one. Both respected each other going into this match. Both respected each other going out of this match. It's one of those of a mutual benefit. Everyone respects each other, so fans root both ways.
So we will see what's going to happen. I mean, this was a showcase, and we definitely did get a showcase that night. August 17th, with Vengeance, we know there's going to be a tournament for the ladies' belt. So I'm going to imagine, hoping, Roxy would be part of the one of those four ladies.
Yeah.
And we know Lena's not going to be part of that.
Can I throw out two names for you?
Please do.
Embra Cato.
She's a super fan. She has subscribed.
What if her and Lexi Gomez? I'm just adding two into it.
I think that we will find out.
Yeah,
I think we could speculate,
but we don't know.
We don't know. All right, so that's what's been going on in our wrestling world. We're gonna have, I think, August is gonna be chock full
of wrestling.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Jeez, it's kind of sparse, which is fine. I think we needed a break, but anyway, so we'll have more talking about. Hopefully, we'll have more what's going on with DCCW and whatnot. And we'll be talking about EPW next time.
Yes, EPW. Yeah.
Yeah. So this brings us to our food reviews. We reached out to Taco Bell because our goal, as you know, is to be Taco Bell famous. Let them know that. At this point, they've not reached back.
It's all about trying, so we'll keep trying to be Taco Bell famous.
Yeah.
And we both also got nachos at the Southern Showcase, thankfully.
Yes.
We got them early.
You were early. I got the last. Because they told me the match was going on. And they go, I thought they said they're out. I'm like, just give me my drink. And she's like, oh no, you're getting the last one. So,
way to go, team!
Yes, check out that Facebook page. I think we have a you interviewed the guy. We gotta
I do
put that up eventually. And then we went to Taco Bell that week. 2 different experiences.
Yeah, they got my order completely wrong.
Yes, at the one Taco Bell on.
What is that? That's not actually. That's Gornto.
It's it becomes 84.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the corner of Gornto and whatever road that is.
Completely got the order wrong.
Screwed it up.
And then
we did not hear about where's the root beer though.
No, root beer was there, so
yes,
we're good there.
And then after Spinebuster,
we went to the good Taco Bell in town.
Yes,
and they got my order correct.
It's still angry young person.
It's something about being at Taco Bell at 9 o'clock where they don't want to be there.
I think we're pretty easy to please, but
we want to be Taco Bell famous.
Help us reach that dream.
Subscribe to the YouTube page, like the Facebook page, share it all, join in the discussion. We want to be a community of people who love indie wrestling.
In South Georgia and North Florida. And we got to thank people like Kim, Beatrice. I saw something posted on hers. I hope things going good for you. We're sending you good thoughts and prayers your way. Dave the Wrestler, Tiffany, everybody at SWA. Positive thoughts. We want to see Dave back in the ring, if not as soon as possible. Positive things going on. I know those family health issues can be really stressful on this time, so everybody send it that way. I think we need to thank everybody, all the promotions, sharing this information, being super cool, providing us access to stuff.
We definitely appreciate it.
So on that, I think
be sure to follow me on Twitter at D2Baber, and
I'm at justaprofessor.
Thank you for listening.
All right.